Yeah, so welcome back to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Did you get a chance to watch the repeat of the show, or
No, I haven't
I,
gotten to that.
dragged you to the wrong map? Ignore that map. You're at this map.
there's a map.
There are other maps in this campaign, believe it or not.
Ooh,
Um,
spoilers.
so, hmm. Well, the basic what I think you guys gathered last week was that something wasn't right at the carnival. You met up with Kettlestream the Kinku. I don't know if
Oh,
you're
shit.
here, but they were booing at the Silver Song Lake, saying what a terrible job Palasha was doing singing, and she was absolutely distraught. Um, and you eventually managed to corner this Kinku, and this Kinku was getting up to all sorts of mischief around the camp, around the carnival, making things absolutely miserable. And it sounds like he could be a bit of a bad guy for the carnival, but what he's wanting to do is just really annoy the crap out of Mr. Light. Because he knows that Mr. Light knows something and he's not letting on, and that was his way of doing it. You've since formed Kettlestream the Kinku as an ally. You've also, once Palasha was distraught, you met her kind of down here in the Hall of Illusions, and she was so sad because uh, her fiance, her lover, wasn't wasn't able to speak his voice, use his voice. And remember, this was Candlefoot who performed in the carnival as a bit of a mime. And when you discovered that the reason he couldn't talk was Kinku had almost like a voodoo doll of Candlefoot with a twine wrapped around his throat. And once you allied, he released the twine. Candlefoot started speaking, and he was reunited with his love, Plasha the mermaid. And if you see the drab colours that he's wearing, that was quickly. He's now much more sparkling, has his voice, and they gave a wonderful performance up at Swan Song Lake. But now Candlefoot has returned back to the Hall of Illusions, which is where he works as collecting tickets. Um, and you're trying to decide how to get leverage over either Mr. Witch or Mr. Light. Mr. Witch has a handheld pocket watch that he uses to control the course of time here. Uh, and Mr. Light has a vein, almost like a staff that he uses to measure the mood of the carnival. And you figured if you could get either one of those things, you could get leverage over Mr. Witch and Mr. Light and find out what's going on. Because things are just getting weird in this camp. If you remember, the Displacer Beast over here lost her cub. Some other things have gone missing. Um, there was a halfling couple here, and the halfling male was proposing to the halfling female. And just as he got on one knee, she just absolutely burst out laughing. Her sides were splitting. It was the funniest thing well, she was reacting to this thing here, which had made mention of Tasha and her hideous laughter spell. The guy was distraught, run into the Hall of Illusions, but you haven't seen him since. This was a while ago. And last time, I think where we picked it up, Kettlestream and Idylix, you were both trying to dig a way through these brambles to perhaps get an easy way into the staff area. You know that the best time to corner Mr. Witch is towards the end of the Big Top Carnival. They're both present inside of the Big Top for the crowning of the Witch-like monarch, but Mr. Witch retires much earlier than Mr. Light. So he figures this was the opportunity. Maybe digging through here would help. What were the rest of you doing over here at the Hall of Illusions? You went inside to talk to Candlefoot. And that is where we can pick it up. Um, let's flip over here first while the rest of what everybody else is digging. So what does... Why don't we put everybody on exactly where they are? So everybody except Idylix. We have Coon over here. Coon over there. Coon's not that big. Matilda, who's also not that big. And Astraeus talking to Candlefoot. So, mighty band of as yet unnamed adventurers, what would you like to do?
I think we should go see how Idylux is getting on. Digging that hole.
Weren't we going to see that husband and wife? Or no, the husband. Trying to improve the mood somehow or something.
Yes, that's right. So the halfling female is still out here bawling her eyes out because she laughed hysterically at a marriage proposal, and you decided to go into the Hall of Illusion. So feel free to check on Idylux if you like. But if you'd like to go into the Hall of Illusions, then absolutely we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, we're here. Let's see what's up.
To be fair, though, you've been here several times and you haven't yet gone in.
Yeah, exactly.
It's time to finally find out what it is.
Okay, so at the front is the now newly speaking Candlefoot. And it says, tickets, please. I still have a job to do. It's cost one punch of the ticket, so a ticket, please.
I'll give you mine.
Okay.
Same.
I
Actually,
have
no,
one
I need mine
fully
as well.
punched.
Okay. And he takes the tickets, goes click, 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 but he doesn't actually punch your tickets, and he hands them back to you. Okay, you are free to go in.
I give him a knowing grin and a wink. And
Astraeus goes, excuse me, I think you actually forgot to punch mine.
Candlefoot rolls his eyes and says, "Oh." He shrugs, and he reaches out and does an actual click on your ticket, Astraeus. And he kind of looks
Thank
at
you.
Matilda and rolls his eyes.
she giggles. She's gonna ask, did you see a little halfling ran into here crying like his whole life had just shattered into tiny pieces?
Yeah, Ruben, I think his name was. He's in there somewhere.
Mm. So, what can we expect?
Well, the Hall of Illusion is containing with many, many magical mirrors. So have a look around. You'll be surprised at what you see reflected.
Oh, let's go in, guys.
Okay, so you enter into the Hall of Illusions, and tall mirrors line the interior walls of the tent. As you enter, the mirrors near the entrance reflect onlookers in their youth. So tell me, what would Matilda look like as a youth? As a young child.
Even more of a youth, a young child. Probably more teal-colored and no feline-like eyes, I would say. Less of a lack of hexblood influence on her. More like a small goblin child.
Nice. And what about Astraeus? What would Astraeus look like?
Astraeus would be quite a bit skinnier. But really, the main thing about him is mannerisms. He'd definitely be shrugged down and hiding himself a bit more, making sure no one can actually see him or pay attention to him.
Nice. And Kuhn?
Kuhn is still young, so not much difference. Maybe the horns would be a bit smoother. His eyes less. Well, he doesn't have wrinkles, but maybe a little more sparkle in them, I guess. But all in all, pretty similar.
Nice.
Maybe the horns would be a little shorter because they're growing when they're young, when he's young.
Mm-hmm. And as you wander deeper and deeper into the Hall of Illusions, your appearances slowly change until finally you see yourself in your twilight years. So same question again. Let's start with Astraeus again. What does Astraeus look like as an old person?
I don't know. I'd say he looked pretty much the same. A lot older, obviously, grey hair, but a lot more confident in himself and a lot wiser. Also, there would be like a star shine all around him. His eyes would, if you looked into his eyes as well, you'd actually see the night sky and the stars.
Nice. And Matilda?
I'd say, but a bit more of a stooping, crooked back, leaning on a cane, long graying hair. She has an elongated nose with warts on it. Yeah, something like that. Kind of flies buzzing around her as he sits on a broomstick.
Nice. And Kuhn?
Kuhn would be sitting in a rocking chair, a blanket over his lap, reading a book that on the title it says "There and Back Again" by Kuhn. And he'd have a smile on his face and a pipe in his other hand, and his mane would be a little grayer, not so much brown anymore, but distinguished.
Nice. So I assume you're going to try and find Reuben. And
Yep.
if you have a look around through the mirrors, I mean, there's the other mirrors as well that makes you look very tall, very short, very skinny, very fat, and various other wobbly things. But the aging ones are by far the most interesting ones. But there's like many mirrors in here. So
Kuhn spends a little extra time with the mirror that makes him taller.
Ah, yes, I like it. Okay, can everybody, except Astraeus, we'll get to you in a second, please make me a perception check, please.
I'm here. Do you mean it looks?
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, it looks, I mean. Yep. Matilda, those reflections are pretty special.
Sorry, I forgot to load up D&D Beyond again.
That's right.
I may have just rolled the total sum of all my last week's roll for perception. I never rolled over a 5, I think.
Sorry, just loading.
No problem.
Perception.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so Matilda, yeah, these mirrors are fascinating. You're getting distracted looking around, maybe being fascinated at what a middle-aged Matilda looks like, what an elderly Matilda looks like. You've no idea. Kuhn, admiring the mirrors as well, and Astraeus, you're a lot more focused on the task, but after a good minute of searching, no one actually finds him. You can search again if you like.
Matilda is going to Uh, Reuben! Reuben! Get out here!
Can I listen out for someone crying?
Mm-hmm. That would be another perception check, Astraeus. You don't hear crying, Astraeus. What you do hear, kind of around some mirrors around the corner a bit, you hear some very faint whispering. But and you can't quite make out the words, but you do hear some whispering.
Okay. I don't think he's in here anymore, guys. But there are some guys around the corner whispering. But we should leave them to whisper. They obviously want to keep things a secret.
Oh, secrets are delicious. We should find out what it is.
You can if you want. I think people should have their privacy.
Where did it come from?
Just round the corner near those mirrors.
Matilda's going to sprint on over, turn around the corner, and say, kind of loud, "What are you whispering about?"
And you go around the corner, and you see the halfling Reuben, and you see an odd character. She's looks like a female. She's wearing a dirty, rotten dress. She's almost a pale blue color, and she's got a large lollipop in one hand. But the most striking thing about this creature is that she's wearing a pig mask. Now, I think you've come across a description of this person before, but it's not like a plastic thing or anything like that. It's an actual pig's mask. And sorry, I just lost my place as I was bouncing around there. And you see her, and she's whispering to Reuben. And you see the other odd thing about this girl with the pig mask. She's whispering in Reuben's ear. And she looks at you as you come around the corner, and she goes, and she grabs Reuben and pulls him through the mirror.
Guys, I found a kidnapper!
I run after Matilda.
Yeah, Astraeus will run over to where Matilda is.
Look, she went in here! And Matilda's going to just jump into the mirror.
Make me a dexterity
Witchcraft!
Dexterity saving throw?
check. Just a check.
Just a check, okay.
Kyle, you hurl yourself at the mirror, but at the last possible second, you kind of drop your shoulder and you bounce off the mirror and fall to the floor.
My nose. I saw the kidnapper. It just like the pig-like face is a mask. It's actually just a pig's head. Was it that? A real pig's head used as a mask?
Yes, that is correct.
An actual pig's head. It's really disgusting. I really liked it, actually. And she had a giant lollipop, and she was whispering into Reuben's ears.
What
Reuben
kind of
was here?
lollipop?
Reuben was here? Where is he?
You saw the pig lady, which is in Discord if you want to see a picture of the pig thing. You saw, and it was half inside the mirror, half outside of the mirror. The whispering
hell no.
that Astraeus heard was whispering into the Reuben's ear. Then you come and shout at Matilda. She went and grabbed Reuben and pulled him in through the mirror.
But you
Seems-
can't get through the mirror now.
No.
It's got to be a portal.
We gotta go check with Candlefoot. He probably knows something.
Okay, let's go. I think we should leave a mark on this mirror, though, so we remember which one it is.
Ah, yes, good idea.
What if we take it with us? Is it detachable? Can we take it with us?
It's attached to a wall. I mean, it looks fairly solidly attached, but try if you like.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, explain to me how you're removing this mirror.
I'll try to lift it because usually they're hanging off a hook or something similar.
Okay, make me a general strength check. Skip the right page. Yeah, you almost throw a disc out, Coon, and it barely budges.
Yeah, that's up there pretty solid. We were not moving that. Yeah, let's find Candlefoot and tell him what happened.
We can. Adlux is strong. He can probably pull this off.
Sure, if you want to.
You want me to try?
Oh no. Oh yeah, you could try.
Can I-
You're a bit flabby though. Not to be mean.
I'm not flabby. I'm not strong, but I'm not flabby.
Sorry.
I will
You're
give it a chance.
perfectly handsome.
Oh, yeah, you do a slightly better job than Coon, but it's not budging. Throwing your back out almost, even with the extra leverage you get for being so tall, Astraeus, doesn't help.
He now looks down and puts both his hands around his belly and jiggles it good. Maybe I am.
You're just fine as you are.
Okay.
It's not
Well-
always strength of the body that's important.
Can I mark the mirror now then?
How do you mark the mirror, Astraeus?
Not sure.
I actually have an ink pen and some and a bottle of ink. I can just take my ink pen or quill and just draw an X on a discrete X on the side of the mirror.
Yes. I just realised I could have done that as well, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's alright. I was reading through. I also have an ink pen and ink. So yes.
Okay. And okay. And what do you mark? What do you write?
Oh, just an X to mark the spot.
Okay. Easy enough to do. Now, one thing so you're gonna go talk to Candlefoot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Now, something I just forgot to do last week. Can everybody, including Idylix, please make me a history check?
Ooh.
So 7, 19, 18, and did you make one, Astraeus?
I have. I did an 18.
Ah, sorry, it's because of the tech to your strength thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Coon. So this laughing box out here. You do with the history checks for those who got over 15.